What's up, guys? Back with another video here for you. This is Tuned In Sports, out of hiding. We've all got our jackets on and everything like that, so you can tell we've been in a state of hibernation for a little bit here. But we're out of that hibernation for the moment and looking to hop into some biz. And, you know, there's no greater biz than playoff time, as well as, you know, the time leading into the playoffs where you see who the league really wants in there and who can go ahead and suck a dick. So, basically, you know, hence we have the Steelers in the playoffs yet again this year, and a bunch of other teams that were pretty much shoo-ins for most of the year sitting at home. So, you know, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into it. We're going to be talking about the Bengals in this video as they've got an upcoming playoff matchup on Saturday against the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm canceled, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take the rest of this show. But anyways, I was Bryson.
I was Bennett.
I'm Steve.
I'm Don.
And yeah, so we're going to be hopping into this Bengals matchup. The Eagles also, you know, magically and some fancy way managed to make it into the playoffs. Although, you know, just like we always talk about, they just wanted to ensure that the Bucs have a nice first-round bye. Even though they didn't get the first-round bye, you know, they're playing against us. So, and you already heard from Tom Brady talking about, oh yeah, this is a team not to be taken lightly. They're healthy at the right time and they're dangerous. So that just means we're losing by 30. That just writ it in stone for me. We have no chance. But anyways, we're not here to talk about the Eagles. We're going to talk about the Bengals. They're playing at home against the Raiders, and you know, it should be an interesting matchup, I think. I don't really know what to expect from the Raiders. I feel like they're kind of a hit and miss team. Some weeks they look like they should be a playoff team, and other weeks they look like they should be at home on the couch with everybody else. So I think this is an intriguing matchup, but definitely a more than winnable game for the Bengals. I don't know if, honestly, looking at the AFC, I don't know if you could have asked for a better first-round opponent, to be honest with you. You know, there's some teams that made the playoffs that didn't win their division that are pretty dangerous, I think. So I think this is a pretty ideal first-round matchup, and, you know, you're not running into as big of the biz as if you would have faced the Patriots or something like that, which you were looking at for a little while there. So
Yep, no, for sure.
yeah. So, but then again, you got Las Vegas and their new stadium. Those seats got to be paid for somehow. So a nice little deep run into the playoffs could go a long way in making sure that they keep that stadium nice and get ready for the basketball team to get moved down there from Oklahoma City. So.
No, nothing like the big picture.
Nothing like a little dose of reality to start off the show.
Just being honest.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing like a little dose of reality to start off Tuned In
Maybe
Sports.
the Kings, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kings
what's
or
up?
Thunder, one
Well,
or two.
yeah. Well, I mean, the ultimate would be the speaking of the Raiders, that would be the ultimate, right? OKC going right back to Seattle. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Raiders, same thing. Oakland, LA. No, Oakland.
Cheers.
So now Vegas.
But-
Let's see here.
But yeah, anyway, you know, as far as I go for this game, just real quickly, you know, I think that this is a very winnable game for the Bengals, as I mentioned before. Not saying that they can't lose this one, but I think if they take care of business the way that they have for a good portion of the season, they haven't been perfect and they've had their struggles here and there. But if they play like they're capable of playing, I think they should be in the driver's seat to hang on and win this opening game. And I mean, I think that the Raiders are not going to be a walkthrough necessarily, but I think that the Bengals have everything that they need to be able to take care of it. Biggest thing is you're going to have to watch out for, 28, the running back down there in Oakland, and then wherever Waller's at, that's going to be, So if you can maybe
Well.
keep him under 13 catches, which unfortunately the Eagles were unable to do. It kind of one of those things, like we talked about. That was actually the game too. 30 unanswered is a little difficult.
Yep, exactly.
So if you can stay out of that one, you might have a chance.
and what's his name might show up, right? Deshaun Jackson, right? He might be like, oh yeah, I want to play today.
Yeah. Yep, 30 unanswered. That was Oakland. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the Vegas Raiders. So if you guys can stay away from that,
Yeah,
I like your chances.
looking good. Solid play.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, with this game, I'm thinking that we're going to look at, Bengals have all the athletes and superstars in the jungle. And then it's going to come down to whatever the Raiders are going to do. I think the biggest key of the whole game is going to be the Raiders' defensive line versus Bengals' offensive line. If the Raiders' defensive line dominates the offensive line of the Bengals and throws Burrow around, it's going to be a long day. It'll be a tough game for the Bengals. But if they don't and they're able to block them, I don't think the Bengals should have any problems with it. I think the Bengals' defense should be able to neutralize the Raiders' offense for the most part.
Yeah.
But again, if they let Jacobs and Carr throw the ball around too, and again, you just never know with these playoff games. And again, it's just have a bad day and you're going home.
Yep.
Or staying
Yep.
home. In this
No,
case,
they don't
with
have
this
far to travel.
yeah,
if they
with this one,
end
if
up
you,
losing.
if you lose the home game, but like I said, I think I would go with Cincinnati in this one. I mean, but again, they're 0-11, right? Since last time when Lewis was there, right? They were still 0-whatever in playoff games.
Oh.
So hey, they gotta win one, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Before we-
first, our last playoff win was 91, so 1991.
So however many abysmal performances it's been since then. It's the
Yeah,
last time you
exactly.
won.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
some
it.
some of us at this channel know something about.
Nobody else
That's
got
enough.
anything to say about
Oh.
the game.
Dinner.
Some of us at this channel know something about a drought.
Yeah. we're only behind the Jets as far as the longest in the league, so
Yeah, since being in a playoff game, not even winning one.
yeah,
Since just being in one.
yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah, and that nice streak against the Chiefs just keeps on stacking up. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who we get.
Yeah, I kind of fall with these guys. I think the Bengals are in a good position here. I think, as long as Burrow's good to go, haven't heard anything else on his injury he had, so I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's all right, because he'll be the main ingredient of if they're gonna win. I think this is the type of game though he would thrive in. He seems to me to be a show up when it's big type of player, and we'll find out if that's going to be the case or not this weekend. I'm kind of pulling for the Bengals. I'd love to see him get a win, but should be a good game nonetheless, I think. It's a good season for the Bengals. No matter if they win or lose this game, it was further along than what they were expected to be at this point. So, only bright things going on in the future, I think, there for people in Cincinnati. That's it.
So, 3 Bengals picks. Oh, sweet. That's a good way to start off the video. All right. Well, as far as my opinion, just to start off, Derek Carr making his NFL playoff debut as well. As well as Burrow, that should make for a pretty interesting matchup. We played the Raiders earlier this season, and I wouldn't say we beat them easily because we couldn't get anything going on offense most of the day until Mixon decided to go off. But it should be a pretty good game. I think I agree with Don. It's gonna be really the big determining factor is going to be the Bengals offensive line versus the Raiders defensive line. I mean, we struggled against them the first game too. I mean, they got to Burrow a couple times, and but luckily it wasn't enough to where we ended up losing the game. But I mean, in this situation, we can't afford to have those mistakes whatsoever, because it's either win or go home. So. But one thing I want to say too is I think that Derek Carr is like 0-5 in below 32-degree weather. So, and it helps that the Raiders aren't necessarily used to playing in these conditions either. I think the high is supposed to be 27 degrees at the game. So, should be kind of an advantage for us.
Maybe they
Mother
can
Nature
borrow.
for small favors.
Maybe they can borrow a Washington football team bench. Stay
Right.
warm over there.
But yeah, I mean, if you ask me, that I think that definitely leans a little bit more in our favor, considering we play outside, we don't play in a dome. That's
It's tremendous.
And what was also really encouraging is that I heard that T. Higgins is gonna play on Sunday. He just recently was on the injury report with a foot injury of some sort. And, I mean, not Sunday, but Saturday. I mean, he was on the injury report just recently, and they said he's gonna be playing. So that's great to hear because we really need him, just because he's a huge part of this offense. I mean, and also, Mixon, if he can, come in there and do what he did the first game and put up over 100 yards rushing and have a couple touchdowns, I mean, I don't see this going any different than our first time against them. So
If he's over 100 yards, that's a guaranteed victory.
yeah, so, I mean, but yeah, I think the Bengals will pull it off. I mean, different regime. I mean, under Lewis, we went 0-5 in the playoffs. It was pretty bad, but it's to me. I mean, this team just has a different feel to me, compared to the teams of the Lewis era. I feel like being that Joe Burrow has experience in some big games in college, I mean, and has played well when it matters the most, I think that will hopefully bode well for us going into this postseason. So
It should be able to nicely compound the disappointment when we're sitting here on Sunday night wondering what happened. Giving our review. Then we can all say, boy, remember all that nice stuff we said on Thursday?
Yeah,
What
so
the
much
hell
for
happened?
Big Game Joe.
but yeah, I mean,
Worst game of the season. You suck.
and I'm really hoping that our defensive line can get to Carr some, because I mean that would be huge too. We can make them.
I'm looking to see what Ruggs is going to do. What do you think?
Well, and also, I mean, I don't know if
Greg
their
Rowe.
best corner is going to be playing or not. Hobbs, I don't know if he's supposed to be playing. Is he?
He might
I mean,
be
I
hopping
know
out
I
there.
know he got arrested for a DUI recently, so I don't.
boy.
Yeah, just add him to the list.
Yeah.
Put him on the Gordon list.
Yeah, he's moving
But
his way
I
up
don't.
the ladder.
I don't know if he's supposed to be playing. If he's not, then good for us. So, but yeah, I picked the Bengals to win, get our first playoff win since '91. I don't know if I see us winning in convincing fashion by any means, but I think it's gonna be a hard fought game to the end by both teams. But I just think that we're just a little bit better than the Raiders are. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a clean sweep for the Bengals. So, like I said, that'll just...
Raiders. No, it's good. No, sorry. So that means bet for the Raiders, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a clean sweep there, so.
Yeah, for you viewers at home that picked the Raiders, you should be...
Run down and put the money, put the house on it.
Yeah, don't lose your tickets because, you'll be cashing them in here shortly. Speaking of cashing it in, we are talking about possibly just doing a separate video for the Eagles game. However, I'm kind of thinking that there's really not going to be a whole lot to say for this Eagles segment, given the nature of our team versus our opponents and the history of the biz. So, I honestly think we should just go ahead and hop into that one too, so that we can hop out of it real fast.
We're going to hop out of this just like Antonio Brown hopped out of his jersey at New York.
Yeah, just as he was hopping out of the shoulder pads. Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, though, I think it would be a waste of time to do a whole separate video on this because I think there's about 5 minutes worth of subject matter. So let's go ahead and hop into this Eagles one. We managed to scrape our way into the playoffs and clinch Week 17, which thank God for that because we got absolutely freaking pounded by the Cowboys again. But with that being said, we had basically half the team on the injured COVID list. So thank God that game didn't mean anything because we were playing with just about anybody that was worth a damn that you've heard of was pretty much out. Including Jalen Hurts was out. I mean, not that Minshew can't play, obviously, but I'm just saying even our quarterback was out and all kinds of other stuff. So, anyway, we scraped our way into the playoffs, Week 17, lost to the Cowboys by like 30, but we were playing with all our backups, and now we've got this exciting first-round matchup in Tampa Bay. At least the weather should be nice, but we'll see about the play on the field.
Yeah. No, I mean, as far as my opinion goes, it might be a tough loss for the Eagles. We'll see, but
Any predictions on the uniforms, though?
I think, well, I mean, they're away, right? So they got to be wearing colors, correct?
I don't know. If I was Tampa, I'd probably put them in the dark greens.
Yeah.
Coming from the... coming up from the north and come down to the south, put you in some dark colors.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't think it will ultimately end up mattering what uniform they're wearing. It's gonna be a rough game.
Green's gonna be on it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be eating some turf either way. So,
there'll be plenty of green on the jersey by the end of it too.
Yep.
I think the Eagles are going to give them a game, though. I mean, I like Hurts. I feel like he's just, to me, I mean, I think they might struggle a little bit with him, at least to start the game. I mean, I think he's, him being a mobile quarterback and, being able to scramble a lot. I mean, I think that's going to bode well for the Eagles, at least in terms of the offense. But yeah, I mean the Buccaneers got a good D-line, so it's gonna be tough. And I like that the Eagles have been focusing mainly on running the ball as of recent. I think that's what their strategy should be going into this game, because the more you can keep the ball out of Brady's hands, the better. And yeah.
So you're picking the Eagles to win?
No, I'm not. I'm not picking the Eagles to win, but I think they got a shot if things, Brady makes a couple bad throws, get a couple picks, he could be right in it. If the Eagles are, let me tell you something. If the Eagles are in the game going into like the fourth quarter, watch out, because I think they could win it if that's the case. I mean. Because, I don't think that... I think everybody's counting them out going into this. So, again, if it's a close game, don't be surprised.
Yeah, I would agree, actually. I think people are writing the Eagles off. Maybe for good reason, obviously. You're going up against the champs, and Brady doesn't exactly have a bad record in playoffs. So
What do you mean?
He's he's pretty much almost unbeatable. Seems like, but I do think the Eagles are actually in a good spot here. I think they're coming in with really nothing to lose. It's been a hell of a season for them to even be in this position. I mean, I remember at the beginning of the season, we're here, all of us are here talking about our teams like, well, who's going to finish with the worst record or, whatever. Which,
I remember those talks.
we won that one.
Right behind you.
Yeah, we got that one won. But, I mean, just one of those things where we're all sitting here with, cautious optimism, I guess, in some cases. But, for the reality of it, I know Bryson and I were talking, not that long ago.
It was after our 30 unanswered performance.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were in the car talking about how I thought the Lions' future was brighter than the Eagles.
Yeah, and it still might be, but no, just kidding on that one. But in all honesty, there wasn't anybody sitting at this table that said, "Oh yeah, the Eagles are going in," And so the
I don't
fact
think
that
there was
they've
anybody
got,
saying the Bengals were going in.
this for them to get to this point, and I realize it's on the road at Tampa Bay, but for them to even be in this game is kudos to the head coach and the job that him and his staff did this year. They righted the ship, that was sinking for sure. So good for them. I think the future's looking much better than it did initially, and Sirianni's kind of
I like
put himself in conversation for being coach of the year. I don't think he's going to get it, but he definitely should be in the conversation. So congratulations to him and his staff and the team for playing some pretty decent football for most of the year. So,
Yeah, from projections to what we ended up doing, he's definitely done something. I'll give him that for sure.
he's definitely got the team playing.
He's got the roots growing
and going in the right direction. So
Ever
No,
since that
I don't-
PowerPoint,
He's got the roots growing over there in Philly.
I'm not sure what the score's going to be. I'm picking the Tampa Bay to win it, but
what?
I think I look for a spirited effort from the Eagles.
I'm switching my pick.
And we'll see what actually occurs here. But I give hats off to the Eagles coaching staff and everybody for doing a good job this year and getting them into the playoffs.
Switching my pick. Going Eagles.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking as usual this time of year. Brady has all 16 players ready to go. I don't think nothing can stop him again. As usual, I'm sure there'll be some lame turnovers, and he'll get the ball on their own on the Eagles 30.
Yep.
Plug it in a couple times. I just don't see it happening. I think they're going to try to wipe away the Antonio Brown situation, sweep it under the rug. Shaq Barrett's coming back. JPP's coming back. There's Fournette's back. I think Jones. I think they're just reloading, and I think he's kind of gotten especially that number 16. I don't remember his name, but he'll pick up right where Antonio Brown was, and I just see it winning and boozing, as Mr. Arians would say, on this one, and I'm probably looking at 38-13 on this one.
Well, unfortunately, we wouldn't be doing this segment if I thought that we had a legitimate chance. We would have made a different video, but unfortunately, I have to agree. There's so many things going against us. First of all, we are facing a really good team, which we haven't really beaten a good team all year. Anybody that's had a winning record, we've lost to, I think. The only teams that we have beaten have mostly been teams in our division that sucked and other teams that sucked. Pretty much teams that sucked. Anytime we played anybody decent like the Buccaneers, we got routed, as well as some other playoff teams like the Raiders and 30 unanswered and some of those, and the Cowboys. Both times we got absolutely stomped. So the truth of the matter is that regardless of who we were playing, I didn't think that we had much chance. at actually winning, because I just think that we're not a team that's ready to really make a run. I feel like in a lot of ways we actually overachieved this season for what we should have done and what we ended up doing. I feel like we overachieved. And honestly, like I said in the reviews weeks before, I felt like we had an opportunity to be in this position based on the way that our schedule ended. And I said multiple times, if we could take advantage of that we could find ourselves in this playoff position. I mean, I said that multiple times, and here we are. So great job by the Eagles, great job by the coaching staff, and great job by everybody involved, keeping your noses to the ground and just pushing forward and finding a way to get here. And, I mean, hell, who am I kidding? Just the fact that we even had a chance to make the playoffs, but then the fact that we didn't even have to worry about Week 18 because we clinched in Week 17, and it wasn't because, this team lost and that game ended in a tie, and this team lost and that team ended in a tie. I mean, yeah, that stuff, there was a couple of things that happened, like the Vikings losing and stuff, but for the most part, we got there because we won. We only lost 2-3 games down the stretch, which is what you want to see. And honestly, like I said, with the fact that we played like all backups, I don't think that us getting pounded by the Cowboys last week is a big downturn in the momentum. I think that all the players realized, hey, we weren't at full strength. We didn't have anything to play for that game. We had a bunch of backups in there. We got everybody coming back, and we've been playing our best football, down the stretch. So, with that being said, we're playing against the Biz. I mean, there's just no way in flipping hell we're beating the Bucs. No way. I don't even care if we'd have a chance to beat the Bucs ordinarily. It's because of the Biz that I give us absolutely no chance at winning. With that being said, if you took the Biz out of it, can we play the game? Can we give them a game? I think we can. I could honestly foresee a Washington football team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers game from last year where we give them all they want, but they win anyways because why wouldn't they? I mean, I could easily see that scenario happening. I could also see the exact scenario that Don was talking about, 38-13. It's a close game for a while, but we give up a couple turnovers in the red zone, and then it just takes the wind out of our sails.
Yeah, they start making you one-dimensional where you can't run the ball anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I foresee that exact thing honestly happening, and it probably will, and that's probably going to be our downfall. It'll be a situation where we can't move the ball at all, so we start getting fancy. Turns into a turnover, and then we just get, trounced from there. So I honestly think it'll probably be somewhere in the middle. I think we'll lose by double digits, and I'm going to say maybe 2 touchdowns. But I think it'll be a competitive contest, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we get out to a slow start.
That's what I was going to say.
Can you believe that? If we get out,
if they end up at 6 at half, then you got it rolling.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if we have like 6 points at half and then finish at around 17, or something like that. I really could see that happening, and then it'll just be a matter of how much the Bucs score. But I mean, like I said, honestly, I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I'm super excited about the potential of us winning this game, because we have no chance. But I'm just sitting here saying that I'm happy that we made it, because projections for this season were 3-14. I talked to my cousin today, and I told him the same thing, and he said, yeah, I had you guys winning 1 game all season. That was his projection. So, I mean, hell, there you go. That's all I needed to hear. I mean, with the projections that we had going into this season, the absolute freaking disaster of a mess left behind by Peterson and that whole coaching to win shit in Washington at the end of the season last year, I did not think that there was a hope in hell that we would be sitting here talking about any form of a playoff appearance. I was honestly thinking closer to first pick in the draft. And that even goes into this week or this season. because, like I said, after 30-0 freaking unanswered, I mean, we were talking about the Lions being more fit to succeed moving forward than the Eagles, because I was hell bent and certain that this team was just absolute garbage. So they proved me wrong. I don't know what kind of plants they were, growing down there, but apparently it's some foreign plant I've never heard of, because they've got something cooking down there. And, if they're smoking it, then pass me some, because I'd like to see this continue. And even if we get trounced, I'm going to not be too upset, and I'm just going to be happy that we made it here. And like I said, the biggest reason why that is because I feel like we were ahead of schedule. I don't feel like we should even be in the playoffs this year. I feel like the fact that we made it to the playoffs and had a winning record coming off of last season is really an overachievement for what I felt this team was going to be going into the season. And the fact that we've erased some of the freaking absurdity that was going on, and even some of the the trades and stuff, like that whole Carson Wentz thing, shoot, that thing worked out like a charm for us. I mean, they're ready to shit can him now. Down there in Indy, we got the pick for him, and then on top of that, there's a whole bunch of stuff about them wanting to trade the spot that we got for Devontae Smith to some other team or something, and then the player that they ended up choosing instead, hasn't panned out, and Devontae Smith has been, everything that we could hope that he would be so far. I'd like to see him get targeted a little bit more, but hey, what can you do? So anyways, I mean, it's just everything that we've done has just worked out really well, and we're getting the Colts draft pick because of the Carson Wentz thing, and I'm just really happy. Now, that happiness is only going to last as long as we still have frickin' J.J. Arcega-Whiteside sitting on this damn roster, and Jalen Reagor, as a harsh reminder of what could be if we had Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf right now. Oh my God, but no, instead we got these two clowns. Anyways, so that's enough rambling from me, but we're going to get pounded. Philly fans, I know a lot of you guys are drinking the juice, thinking, oh, well, we didn't even have our players against Dallas, and we've won all these games. Well, yeah, we beat the Jets, we beat the Giants, we beat the football team, we beat the Saints with their 4-string quarterback. I mean, come on, get real, people. Some of you guys, I don't even know what to say, but nonetheless, don't get your hopes up. I'm just hoping for a good game. If we can come out there, like I said, ideally, and this will be the only time you hear me talk about Washington in a positive light. If we can have a performance against the Bucs like Washington did last year, where we have them sweating the whole way through and have a chance to win but aren't able to pull it off because of the biz or whatever, that would be great. I would be more than happy if we have a competitive game the whole way through. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 38-13. I don't want to see that, but it's in all likelihood probably what's going to happen. But I just want a good game. I don't want it to look like we just weren't prepared and got ran over by a truck. And please, 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 my heart can't take any more. Please, no 6 points at halftime. Please, just if you were going to do that, don't even make the playoffs. Don't do that to me again. And if we finish at 17 or 16, I might just cry myself to sleep. So please, even if it means missing an extra point so we finish at 15, please don't do that to me.
That's the reason I had to give you 13.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I don't care how many points the Bucs score. We better not finish at 16 or 17 or 6 at half.
Yeah.
That better not happen. Otherwise, I'm just.
That's fine as long as if you have 17 and they have 10.
Well, that's true too.
A win's a win. I don't give a shit what the numbers say.
Last thing that I'll say, then we'll go ahead and polish off this video. If, and I do mean if because it's not happening, but if we somehow find a way to get past the Bucs, which, like I said, get that out of your head because it's not happening.
That's going to be awesome.
if we get past the Bucks, teams better watch the hell out. Because, I mean, if we can get past that, then we got the whole freaking underdog story going on here. And we're going to be riding high. I mean, nobody in their right minds would pick the Eagles to win this game. And if we go into Tampa Bay and take down the defending Super Bowl champions, I don't care who we play. I mean, my cousin is a Packers fan, and he was saying, oh, yeah, if you guys beat the Bucks, you're playing us because we take the highest seed. And I'm like, I don't care. I mean, if we get past the Bucks, I give us a chance against anybody. Because, how can you get any better than defeating the Super Bowl champions and then riding that wave, you know? I mean, like I said, I give us a chance against anybody. The confidence will be at a high never seen before and all that stuff. With that said, you know, as long as it
Get
took
that
me...
thought out of your head.
Yeah, as long as... I just wasted 25 seconds of your life because it's not happening. So don't even think about it.
We're going to take the ball and score.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah, you could go ahead and take 4 steps through the paint and, elbow your way out with that crap because it ain't happening.
I mean, but overall, I mean, like you said, I mean, we're just, I mean, overall, both of us, we're just happy to see our teams in it to begin with. Cause
Yeah, so are we.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad I'm sitting home. I don't need this stress.
I mean, look at it. Even my team. I mean, I think
I don't want to worry about a one and done. I mean,
we were predicted.
what a waste of season. I mean, you just got in there for one game and you're done.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I mean, we were.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're looking at,
but looking at us too. I mean, it's the same
we're looking
story.
at draft picks.
I think ESPN had us predicted at 3 wins this year. Something like that. Something stupid. But
I think it was 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Something ridiculous like that.
And
but
we ended up with the same record.
10-7.
Oh, never mind. We were 9-8. I think we were
But-
9-8.
Well, nonetheless, I mean,
did.
just for either of us to be able to.
7-10.
I mean, just for either of us to be able to say we had a winning record this year is freaking amazing. I mean, I think both of our coaches for sure should be in the running for Coach of the Year. I don't know how you can't put the Eagles coach up there, and I don't know how you can't put the Bengals coach up there.
Well, they'll show you Bruce Arians.
Yeah, right. Something
It'll be Bruce
that would
Arians.
be ridiculous.
Bruce
but-
Arians in there. He's got those boys going there. Through all the turmoil and stuff they faced this season, he's really kept a lid on it and really done the job.
I mean, also the Raiders coach. I mean, you gotta. Well,
I mean, next to Campbell and Fangio, I mean, it's all a pipe dream. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about greatness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, speaking of which, before we end this video, oh my goodness, just a quick rant on social media. These mother buffs, they were posting from last week's game all this stuff about Kenneth Gainwell is this week's performer of the game. Jesus Christ, we lost by 35.
It's a performer.
Woo! You know, that's no different than the freaking guys, flexing in the end zone after, because they made a play when they're down by 30. It's like, what? He's the player of the game, and
they always do that on anything, and I just roll my eyes and they're like, "Oh yeah, look at this guy, he had a great game." It's just like watching Rockies baseball. Hey, did you see Trevor Story hit that one? Okay, and yeah, they lost 14-3.
Yeah, he was responsible for the 2 runs we had, but we got creamed.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing where it's just like I really don't even want to see anything from the game after they lose. So, can we just move on to the next week? On to Cincinnati.
Yeah, if you want to show us, yeah, exactly. If you want to show us hype packages for the upcoming game, be my guest. But when we just got, I mean, again, I realize we had all backups in, yada yada, but nonetheless, when we got creamed by 30 points, and you're telling me that this guy who had 78 rushing yards and a touchdown or something was the Rob Chambeau's offensive player of the week. Woo! What did that amount to? Nothing. We got freaking creamed. So, I mean, I think that's ridiculous. And, I mean, like Don said, it's like, I don't want to see that after we got pounded. I don't want to see it after we lose, period. You had a great game. Congratulations. But, let's win a game. And let's see what that does for us. So, anyway, just I saw that today and I was like, good God, what are we doing here? What is going on with the social media? I mean, I'm thankful for the memes, but apart from that, it's just, jeez, people out here eating ass. So, anyways, let's go ahead and move on, and we'll go ahead and put a capper to this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy what you see, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, so and keep that YouTube cycle going, and have us pop up in your feed so you can get even more pissed off when other stuff happens.
Give us the analytics.
We're just,
Yes, please.
Yeah. Just like the Chargers coach, we're gonna go for it. 4th down on our own 28. So
Yeah, please keep those analytics coming our way. We just love it, and we'll be here for more action. But anyway, nonetheless, like I said, keep the analytics rolling, and so we'll pop up in your feed, and you can get pissed off looking at us getting pissed off. So perfect way to end a week, in my opinion. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
I'm Steve.
no, I'm done.
See you guys in the next video.